the night they told me I had to quit school, I realized I was never their child, just a sacrifice. I remember standing there, still holding my books, thinking it was a joke. Education was my only way out, my only dream. But my family didn't see it that way. To them, protecting him, their favorite mattered more than my future. They said it was for the good of the family, that I should understand, that I should accept it. But how do you accept watching your life being handed over to someone else? I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I just stood there, feeling something inside me break quietly, completely. That night, I packed my bag in silence while everyone slept peacefully like nothing had been stolen from me. I used to believe school was my way out. Not just a place I went every morning, but the only place where I felt seen, while everyone else in my family treated me like I was just there, invisible. My teachers called my name with pride. "You've got something special," my English teacher once told me, handing back my paper with a bright red A. I remember holding that paper like it was proof that I mattered. At home, it was different. "Why are you always buried in those books?" my mother would snap. "There's more important things in this house." More important things meant him. Everything revolved around my sibling, their needs, their problems, their future. If they needed quiet, I had to stop studying. If they wanted something, my plans didn't matter. I learned early that my dreams came second, or not at all. So I studied at night, under a dim light, when the house was finally quiet. I'd whisper words to myself, memorizing, repeating, holding on to every sentence like it was building my escape. I didn't care how tired I was the next day, I just needed to keep going. Because I knew something they didn't. I knew that if I worked hard enough, if I kept pushing, I could leave all of this behind. I could become someone they couldn't ignore, and maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't feel so replaceable anymore. It wasn't something anyone ever said out loud, but you could feel it in everything. The way the room shifted when he walked in. The way my parents' voices softened, like they were speaking to someone fragile, someone precious. "Did you eat?" my mother would ask him, rushing to the kitchen before he even answered. Meanwhile, I'd be standing right there, my stomach tight from hunger, and no one would even look at me. If something went wrong, it was never his fault. "He's under a lot of pressure," my father would say, even when it was obvious he hadn't even tried. But when I made the smallest mistake, "Why can't you be more like him?" my mother snapped once, her words cutting deeper than she probably realized. I remember that day clearly. I had just come home with one of my best grades, holding the paper carefully so it wouldn't wrinkle. I thought maybe, just this once, they'd notice. "Mom, look," I started. "Not now," she interrupted, waving me off without even turning around. "Your brother needs help." Of course he did. He always did. Birthdays, achievements, even simple conversations, everything somehow circled back to him. I stopped sharing things after a while. It felt pointless, like shouting into an empty room. And the worst part, I started believing them. Started thinking maybe I really wasn't as important. Maybe my dreams weren't as urgent, my efforts not as valuable. I became quieter, smaller, easier to ignore. But deep inside, something kept asking a question I was too afraid to say out loud. If I disappeared one day, would they even notice? The day everything changed didn't feel dramatic at first. It was just another tense evening, voices low, doors closing a little harder than usual. I knew something was wrong the moment I stepped inside. My father was pacing. My mother's eyes were red, like she'd been crying for hours. And him, he was sitting on the couch, staring at the floor, silent for once. "What happened?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. No one answered right away. Then my mother finally spoke, her voice shaking. "Your brother, he's in trouble." Trouble. That word hung in the air like something heavy and dangerous. "What kind of trouble?" I asked, feeling my chest tighten. My father stopped pacing and looked at me, his expression hard. "It doesn't matter. What matters is that we fix it." Fix it. That's when I noticed the envelope on the table, documents, papers, something official. My brother avoided my eyes, his hands trembling slightly. "I didn't mean for it to get this bad," he muttered. My mother rushed to his side, placing a hand on his shoulder. It's okay, we'll handle it, we always do. Always. A strange feeling crept over me, like I was standing on the edge of something I couldn't see yet. How are you going to fix it? I asked slowly. No one answered immediately, but they all looked at each other. A silent understanding passed between them, one that didn't include me. And in that moment, I felt it sharp and unmistakable. Whatever solution they were about to choose, somehow, it was going to involve me. They didn't tell me right away. For a few days, the house felt staged, too quiet, too careful. My parents avoided real conversations, and my brother wouldn't even look at me. It was like everyone was waiting for something, but I didn't know what. Then one night, my father called me into the living room. "Sit down," he said, his tone flat. My mother was already there, hands tightly clasped together. My brother stood near the window, arms crossed, eyes fixed outside like he couldn't bear to be part of this. My heart started racing. What's going on? My father took a deep breath. Your brother made a mistake. A serious one. I stayed silent, waiting. He could lose everything, my mother added quickly. His future, his chances, everything we've worked for. Everything we've worked for. I swallowed hard. So what does that have to do with me? That's when my father looked straight at me, his expression cold, like he had already made peace with what he was about to say. You need to stop your studies. The words didn't make sense at first. What? I laughed nervously, thinking I misheard. What are you talking about? We can't afford both of you right now, he continued. Your brother needs support. Legal fees, arrangements, this is temporary. Temporary. My mother leaned forward, her voice softer but no less heavy. You're strong. You'll understand. He needs this more than you do. I felt my throat tighten. So, I just quit? Just like that? It's for the family, my father said firmly. Don't make this harder than it already is. I looked at my brother, hoping just once he'd speak up. He didn't. For a moment, I thought I would scream. Or cry. Or at least say something, anything to fight back. But nothing came out. I just sat there, staring at them, waiting for someone to laugh and say it was a mistake. A misunderstanding. That they didn't really mean it. They did. You'll thank us one day, my mother said softly, reaching for my hand. I pulled it back before she could touch me. Thank you? My voice finally came out, but it didn't sound like mine. It sounded empty. For what? Giving up everything I've worked for? My father's expression hardened. Watch your tone. We're doing what's necessary. Necessary. I let that word settle in, turn it over in my mind like something bitter I couldn't swallow. So my future is just something you can trade? I asked quietly. No one is trading anything, he snapped. This is about priorities. Priorities. I nodded slowly, like I understood, like I agreed. But inside, something was cracking deep and irreversible, because in that moment it became painfully clear. I wasn't part of their priorities. I looked at my brother again. He still wouldn't meet my eyes. His silence said more than any words ever could. I see, I whispered. And strangely, I stopped feeling anything after that. No anger, no sadness, just a quiet, hollow numbness spreading through my chest. Okay, I said, standing up. They all looked relieved, like I had made the right choice, like I had proven them right about me. I walked to my room slowly, closing the door behind me without a sound, my hands trembling just enough to remind me I was still human. And as I looked around at my books, my notes, my life, I realized something I couldn't ignore anymore. I didn't turn on the light. The darkness felt fitting. Quiet. Honest in a way the rest of the house wasn't. I stood there for a long time, just looking at my desk. My books were still open from the night before, notes scattered like pieces of a life that suddenly didn't belong to me anymore. Temporary, I whispered to myself, the word sounding more like a lie each time I repeated it. Slowly, I reached for my backpack. At first, I didn't even know what I was doing. My hands moved on their own, picking up notebooks, a few clothes, the pen my teacher once gave me after I topped the class. I hesitated before placing it inside, my chest tightening. "Don't forget who you are," she had said. I almost laughed at the memory. From the hallway, I could hear faint voices, my parents talking. Calmer now, like the problem had already been solved. Like I had already disappeared. I zipped the bag halfway, then stopped. Was I really doing this? Leaving meant stepping into the unknown. No plan, no money, no one waiting for me on the other side. But staying? Staying meant accepting that I didn't matter. My grip tightened around the zipper. "I can't stay here," I murmured, the words barely audible, but they felt heavier than anything I had ever said. I moved quietly, opening my drawer one last time. My school ID stared back at me. My name printed clearly, proof that I existed somewhere, even if not here. I slipped it into my pocket. Then I sat on the edge of my bed, listening to the silence, waiting for doubt to stop me. It didn't. I left before the sun came up. The house was still, wrapped in that fragile silence that only exists right before morning. For a second, I stood at the door, my hand resting on the handle, listening. No footsteps, no voices, no one calling my name. Of course not. I opened the door slowly, careful not to make a sound. The air outside felt colder than I expected, biting against my skin like a warning. Or maybe like freedom. I couldn't tell the difference anymore. I didn't look back. I just walked. Each step felt unreal, like I was watching someone else live my life. My bag felt heavier with every block, even though I had packed so little. Maybe it wasn't the weight of what I carried, but the weight of what I was leaving behind. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time didn't make sense anymore. By the time the sun started to rise, I was far enough that turning back didn't feel like an option. Somewhere behind me, my family was waking up. I could almost picture it, my mother walking into the kitchen, my father checking his phone, my brother still asleep. Everything normal. Until it wasn't. Until someone noticed my door was open. Until they saw the empty bed. "Where is?" my mother's voice would start, confusion turning into panic. My father searching the house, opening doors that led nowhere. And him, finally looking around, realizing something had changed. Really changed. I tightened my grip on the straps of my bag, my heart pounding, not from fear, but from something unfamiliar. Because for the first time, they weren't the ones deciding my future anymore. By the second day, the adrenaline wore off. Reality settled in like a cold weight on my chest. I was sitting at a small bus station, my bag tucked tightly against me, watching strangers come and go like they all had somewhere to belong. I hadn't eaten much, I hadn't slept properly. But I didn't regret leaving, not even for a second. My phone buzzed. I froze. I hadn't turned it off. I don't know why. Maybe some part of me wanted to see if they'd notice. 23 missed calls, all from home. A message popped up before I could think. "Where are you? Call me now." Another one. "This isn't funny, come back immediately." I stared at the screen, my fingers hovering but not moving. Then, one message made my chest tighten. "We went to your school. They said you didn't show up. What did you do?" I let out a slow breath, something almost like a bitter laugh escaping me. Now they cared. Now they were asking questions. Another call came through. I watched it ring, my heart pounding louder with each second. For a moment, I almost answered. Almost. But then I remembered the way they looked at me that night, like I was something they could give up without a second thought. The phone stopped ringing. Silence again. I reached into my bag and pulled out my notebook, flipping it open to a blank page. My hand trembled as I held the pen. For the first time, there was no one telling me what I had to do. No one deciding what I was worth, just me and a future no one else controlled. By morning, I was gone. And what happened next? It's something they never saw coming, and something I'll never forget.